Today is September 1st. Does that mean that we're not in summer anymore? When is the first day of autumn? Autumn is not until September 22nd. So technically we are still in the summer, but I am sick of living in summer slowdown. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you what I'm going to start doing on September 1st every single day in order to try and increase sales.
Won't nobody love you the way they should. Won't nobody check up on you, make sure you're good. Won't nobody check those body tremors for your neck.
Hi everyone, my name is Becky Park. I'm a part-time reseller, which means this is not what I do to put food on the table or to pay my bills. I actually have a full-time job as a high school choir teacher, but in my spare time, which I don't really have that much of, but in the spare time that I have, I like to buy used and new clothing in thrift stores, wholesale, just stuff that I get for free from friends, and I like to sell it online on various reselling platforms like Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, Citizen. There's a bunch out there. You can do a little research and find out, but it is a really great side hustle. It allows me to, take my family on trips all around the world. It allows us to just live a little bit more comfortably instead of living paycheck to paycheck, which is how we lived before I started reselling, because both my husband and I are teachers. And I don't know if you know this, but teachers don't get paid very much. So it's been a really great side hustle, but I had a very lofty goal for the year 2022 when it came to my reselling side hustle, and that was to earn a net profit of $40,000 in the year 2022. And if you've been watching my What Sold videos, you know that I am very short of meeting this goal as it stands today. In fact, let me look at my last What Sold video here and my numbers. Year to date, I should be sitting at a net profit of $23,333. And instead, I am sitting at $16,875. So I'm very short, and that is kind of the reason why this video was born, and just the idea of needing to do something was born. Because yes, summer slowdown is a thing, but also I think there are a few more things that I could be doing on my end to increase sales. So I'm going to talk about 5 of those things today, 5 tips or 5 strategies that I'm going to try out when it comes to increasing my sales as we close out the year 2022. So if you're excited to see what it is that I'm going to do, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure that you're subscribed if you haven't already. And if you have any things that you're going to do, any strategies that you're going to be implementing as we get into the end of the year, please leave them down in the comments below. I would love to learn from you as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to up the number of items that I list per day. My goal up until this point has been to list 5 items a day. And when I say to list 5 items, I also mean to cross-list those items to other platforms. I use a Chrome extension called List Perfectly to do so. So really, I'm not just doing 5 listings, but I'm doing essentially 25 listings if I'm getting those listings onto, 5 different platforms, but I'm not having to do the work over and over again, because List Perfectly will help me cross-post in a much more timely and efficient manner. So instead of just listing 5, I actually want to see if I can list 10 items a day. And to be even more strategic about it, and I don't have any scientific data to back up if this is going to help or not, but to be even more strategic about it, I want to see if listing 5 items in the morning and then 5 items in the evening will do something, kind of spread out the listing love throughout the day, if you will, instead of doing it all at once. So I'm going to try that. I will report back to you and let you know how it goes. I just feel like if I can be active on my various apps at different times of the day, maybe that'll spark something. Who knows? The next thing I'm going to do is relist daily on platforms like eBay, Poshmark, and even Mercari. On eBay, it is really easy to end listings that are going to relist themselves anyway. It's a process that I was pretty good about doing, but ultimately what I do is I go into my active listings and I filter by what listings are going to end the soonest. And what I will do is anything that's in red, anything that is going to relist itself in the next 24 hours or so, I will go ahead and end those listings, and then I will sell similar on those items. So it's not not even the same thing as relisting, but I'm creating a brand new listing with a new listing ID so that eBay treats it as a new listing. Hopefully it gets fresh eyes on the listing and the item sells. But like I said, eBay does make it really easy to relist, if you want to call it that, although what I'm actually doing is ending those listings and selling similar. And so that's a process that I want to do every single day without fail. I was really good about it for a while and then I kind of fell off the wagon, but I'm going to get back on. I also want to do this on Poshmark. I have a couple tools that I use to relist items on Poshmark. They came out with a great new feature not too long ago. I'm trying to remember what it was called, but essentially they've created a very nice workflow to help you relist listings that have been around for like 60 days or longer. To take that one step further, there are 2 different apps or Chrome extensions that you can use that will help you do this in a much more efficient manner instead of going into Poshmark and doing it one at a time. There's one called Seller Insight, and what Seller Insight has done is it has identified which listings are eligible for you to end and sell similar or, relist essentially. And you can access those listings right from your homepage. And so once you get started with relisting, yes, you're doing it one at a time, but it goes really quick because of their workflow. And what I really especially love about it is it gives you a chance to look at the listing itself and see if it needs changes. Maybe you need to change the price because you're pricing yourself out of the competition. Maybe you misspelled a really important word in the listing title, like the brand. It just gives you an opportunity to look at your listing again and catch any mistakes that you may not have caught the first time. Another tool that I like to use is Posher VA. Posher VA is a Chrome extension that does a lot of things for you, including sharing your closet and sending out offers to likers. But another tool that it has is their delisting and relisting tool. So what you can do is you can tell it that you want it to delist and relist 20 of your Poshmark listings. And so it'll just go ahead and look at which items, again, are eligible to be delisted and then relisted using Poshmark's new flow that they came out with, and they'll go ahead and just do that for you while you are doing something else. You don't have to babysit it, you don't have to do anything, you just kind of push a button and then you come back like 20 minutes later and 20 of your items have been relisted. Obviously, one con to that is you can't carefully check those listings to see if maybe you need to adjust a price, to see if there are any spelling errors, but obviously one of the biggest pros is that it saves a ton of time. It's just going to do it in bulk and you're going to get a lot done without having to sit there and do it yourself. So I do want to make sure that I am relisting at least 25 items on Poshmark, whether through Seller Insight or if I just don't have that much time through Posher VA, and just freshening up my stale listings that way. Finally, on Mercari, because I do have enough activity on there that it's kind of worth it, I think what I will do is just manually end my 5 oldest listings every day and relist them into Mercari. That is, like I said, just something that I'll have to do manually, but I think it'll be worth the time to, again, freshen up some really stale listings. And then I forgot about Facebook Marketplace, actually. Facebook Marketplace does make it pretty easy to renew. That's something that they have. If something's been listed for like 2 weeks and hasn't sold, you can renew it to kind of bump it up, or you can delist and relist all with the click of a button. So if you use your computer instead of your phone, at least I don't think you can do this from your phone, but if you use your computer, you can renew a bunch of listings just by clicking renew, renew, renew next to each listing. But then you can also delete and relist, I think it's like 20 listings at once with the click of a button. And it's through Facebook Marketplace. It's just a free tool that they have. And so what I want to do is do that every single day so that any items that need to be renewed and any items that need to be delisted and relisted, I just do that so that every single day listings are as fresh as they can be on Facebook Marketplace. So one task that I want to get in the habit of doing every single day on those 4 platforms, I guess, is delisting and relisting stale listings, because relisting, it really does work. When I take the time and energy to relist stale listings, I will have things that I've had listed for 2 years with 0 likes, 0 interest, nada, zilch. All of a sudden it'll sell. And it's because I relisted it. It looks like a brand new listing. The different platforms that I sell on are excited about it and pushing it out in the algorithm. And lo and behold, someone sees it. Someone who could have seen it before because it's been listed for a while, but they see it for the first time with fresh eyes, and I make the sale. The next task that I want to do is to have some sort of sale running every single day on the majority of my reselling platforms. Again, eBay makes running a sale pretty easy. You can hand select items that you want to put on sale, or you can just put your entire store on sale, and you can do a variety of different kinds of sales. You can just do, like I said, a markdown in your entire store where you are putting everything on a certain percentage off sale. You can do a certain dollar amount off each item. You can do a bundle sale. There's a lot of different ways that you can run sales on eBay. I tend to just do percentage sales where, I'll just choose everything in my inventory and say that everything is 30% off today or something along those lines. They also have coupons that you can send to past buyers so that you can encourage them to come back and visit your store. Just lots and lots of promotions and sales and markdowns that you can do in eBay. And so what I want to do is play around with the sales a little bit. I have experimented with pretty much every kind of sale that there is, but I just want to have a sale running at all times in my eBay store, whether it's on all of my inventory, whether I want to hand select just really super sale items and, run them at 50%, whether I want to send out coupons one day. I just want to be active about targeting certain listings and dropping the price of them so that maybe they'll move. So that's something that I want to do on eBay. I want to do something similar on Facebook Marketplace because just like eBay, they make it pretty easy to run a sale. They don't have as many options, but you can hand select which items are going to get a markdown. You can select all of your items, and you can, again, just do it by a percentage off. You can do it by a certain dollar amount that you want to take off of each item. You can offer free shipping. There are lots of different ways to run a sale on Facebook Marketplace, but I want to try to have some sort of sale running at all times, even if it's just 5%, just something so that people feel like they're getting a deal. On Poshmark, they don't have the same sale type feature, but they do have features in place where you can send out offers in bulk. So it's kind of like you're sending a targeted sale offer to people who have liked items in the past. And so I think that that's something that I want to try to do on the weekends. I want to maybe on Thursday send like kind of a small discount, and then on Friday send a little bit bigger of a discount, and then Saturday send an even bigger discount. Just kind of like tier it to a point where, okay, you didn't like that sale the first time, what about the second time? What about the third time? And with Poshmark, you can hand select which items you're going to send out offers to, so you can make sure that you're not picking things that were just recently listed or things that you're not comfortable offering like a 40% discount off on. But I do want to be more intentional about sending out offers to likers at a steeper discount than I already do with Posher VA, which I use to send out offers to likers 5 minutes after they like an item. But that's usually a much smaller and cheaper discount that I'm offering versus what I would offer on the weekends. Again, I'm just going to try it, and I'm just going to try it on items that I am sick of seeing in my Poshmark closet and eBay store. I just want them gone. On Mercari, they don't really have a very sophisticated sale type of setting on their platform, but they do have the option to promote 10 listings a day, which means you're dropping the price of an item by 10%, and in doing so, it gets a little boost in the algorithm, and also everyone who has liked your item in the past will get a notification saying that you dropped the price. So I will go ahead and promote my 10 listings per day that I can promote on Mercari and see if that does anything. I love watching Chris and Kathy on the Ginger Marvin YouTube channel, and one thing that she's talked about in the past is that she has timers for everything on her phone, like alarms, timers, and one of the things that she used to have an alarm for on her phone was when it was time for her to promote her Mercari listings. And so I think I just need to set a bunch of timers for like, this is when you need to promote your Mercari listings, you need to run a new sale in your eBay store, you need to renew and delist and relist listings on Facebook Marketplace. I feel like, it won't really become habit until I do things like that, until I set alarms and force myself to remember to do these things. Otherwise, I might just forget. And if you don't do something repeatedly over and over again, you don't have time to build it up into a habit. So I think I'm going to try the Ginger Marvin method of just having alarms go off all around me at all times. The fourth thing that I'm going to try is to commit to doing one Whatnot sale a week. If you haven't heard of Whatnot, I have talked about it in some of my previous videos. I don't have a video dedicated to it. Let me know down in the comments if you would like one. But Whatnot is a newish reselling platform where sellers go on the app and they start a show, and essentially it's a live auction. So they will show items and people can bid for it right then and there, and the only way for them to purchase anything from you is to be present at that auction. So I want to do at least one Whatnot sale a week, because in doing so you're able to move a lot of product, maybe not make as much per item as you would if you were to list list those items yourself, but you're saving the time of not having to photograph and list them. So I don't know, it kind of balances out, but it's a nice way to move a lot of product and make a good amount of money all at once. It's all about bulk. It's all about volume when it comes to Whatnot. And also I've been playing around with and actually really loving doing ThredUp rescue box unboxings on Whatnot. And so I feel like that would be a really fun way to just kind of like get to hang out with you guys, is like to open a box together, but also make a few sales. And I have also been using Whatnot as an avenue through which I can sell through some of my older listings, things that have been listed forever. They're like good pieces, but for whatever reason, they're not moving. And I can go ahead and sell those pieces for cheap on Whatnot. So it kind of kills two birds with one stone. I'm making sales on those items, but also I'm moving out inventory that I just don't want to keep in my house anymore. Finally, the last thing that I'm going to try to do to increase my sales and my numbers for the remainder of the year is to stop sourcing. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to break this already. Like, I already have a trip planned in October, but outside of that one trip, I'm going to try to stop sourcing somewhere my husband is like. The reason for that is because while I love sourcing, it takes up time. You have to spend your time at a thrift store or at a consignment store or wherever it is that you go sourcing. You have to be there instead of at your computer listing. So if I can save that time that I would have spent outsourcing, listing instead and dealing with my pretty massive death pile. I've got like 5 or 6 boxes of stuff downstairs that I bought off of a reseller that I don't even know what's in there. There's a lot of stuff in my house. So I have a lot of stuff that I can list. And I feel like if I can really just buckle down and list that stuff and invest my time in my existing product instead of spending the time to go out and get more, I think that not only will I obviously make more money because I'm not spending money on new inventory, but I will sell more items because I'm able to list more items. You see how that cycle works? So those are the 5 things I'm going to try. Like the thumbnail suggests, at this point, I am desperate. I am desperate enough to try some pretty drastic measures to, like I said, bridge the gap between where I'm at now with my sales numbers and where I want to be. So those are the 5 things that I'm going to try. Like I said earlier, I would love to hear from you. What are some things that you are doing to try to kick your reselling business into high gear as we approach the 4th quarter? I love learning from you guys. You guys honestly have so much knowledge to share with not just me, but everyone else in this community. And for all of you who are always supporting one another and helping one another in the comments, I just want to thank you so much for doing that. So those are the 5 things I'm going to do. I'm curious to hear what you plan on doing. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like button because it helps other people find this video and my channel. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that your sales and mine start to pick up here in the next few days and weeks, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.